It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish. Oh, my gosh, guys, we have a great show for you today. Tina Spoletini is going to be my guest today, and I'm excited because Tina is one of the hosts on the Divas That Care, so you're going to love to meet her. If this is your first time tuning into the Divas That Care, a huge welcome. The Divas That Care is now in its 11th season, and we are listened to in over 30 countries around the world. So a big shout out to all the amazing listeners out there that have shared our programs. We're so grateful to each and every one of you. As I said, today's guest is Tina. Tina, welcome to the Divas. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you, Candace. Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, gosh, I am so happy to interview you today, so this will be so much fun. Tina, would you mind introducing yourself to all of our listeners?
Oh, yes, I'm Tina Spoletini, and I have in full bloom styling and coaching here in Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, excellent. And, Tina, why did you decide to do that?
Oh, I spent my life watching women hide and sit in the back seat. And, you know, no matter what their size is, women tend to, they play small. They want to be shy, they're quiet, they don't want to be seen. And plus size women like myself, I think are even more, what's the word? They're more apt to hide. They don't want to be seen. And I decided that that's it. Enough of that. We need to be heard. We need to be seen just like everyone else. You know, we might be bigger, but we still are people. We still deserve to be loved. We still deserve to be confident and live our purpose.
Oh, I love that. So you're all about women empowerment, building women's self-esteem and self-worth. I love that.
Also very difficult because women don't like to change, right? We think that we're doing ourselves a service by just, you know, not saying what we have to say and, you know, not dressing the way we want to dress because we're bigger or we're, you know, have the wrong body shape. And I feel like every woman should wear what they want to wear, what makes them feel confident and sexy.
I completely agree with that. So tell me, you have this amazing, I've had the opportunity to go to your website. It's absolutely beautiful, in full bloom. So what is it that you do to empower women? How do you help them out?
Okay, so basically I go shopping with them. I'm like a stylist, right? So I help them clean out their closet and I help them find clothes that make them feel confident, make them feel sexy, and when they get dressed in the morning, they can be themselves and know that they look great, they feel great with their clothes, you know, their fashion. They walk into their closet and they say, hey, let's do this, and they have everything that they need.
You are a personal shopper, and oh my gosh, I love that. And what an amazing thing. You know what? I think all of us need that because it's difficult. You know, we think, okay, this is going to be something that I really like. It looks beautiful. But in reality, we don't necessarily buy the right thing for us. And a great pair of shoes, a great outfit makes you feel so much better.
100%. And how many times do we go to the store and we try something on and we necessarily don't believe the salesperson and we look at them and say, well, I'll buy it. But if my husband doesn't like it or my best friend doesn't like it, I'm going to return it. Is that okay? Why should we, wait for someone else's approval, right? If I'm standing in front of the mirror and I'm wearing something that makes me feel like $1 million, isn't that enough? And that's kind of what I try to show, teach my clients is, your opinion matters. Your opinion is what counts when it comes to you and your body.
You know what? That makes so much sense. And so, Tina, tell me, why is it that as women we feel that way? Why is it that we need that validation from others in order to be happy with ourselves?
Well, and I think it's generational. I mean, I wasn't brought up to have my own opinion, right? And I know that many of the women that I know were always looking for someone else's approval, and I think it's something that is sort of ingrained in our brains. And as we get older and as we get, experienced in life, we start to realize that why do I have to wait for you? You get to do what you want to do. You get to wear what you want to wear. I'm going to do the same. So I think it's something that we're not necessarily taught. It's just assumed that we have to live that way.
That's crazy. Yeah, and it's crazy to think that way.
I think so. I mean, I was not brought up to, believe that I had to sit in the back, right? If I had something to say, my parents always listened. They didn't always accept it, but they listened, right? And my whole entire family knows that if I have something to say, I'm going to say it, right? But at the same time, I don't mean like just because you have something to say, you have to be heard. I don't mean to be like, I'm better than you or, you're not good enough for me. I don't mean that in any way. It's just that I have an opinion and I need it to be heard.
And do you feel that when you are dressing confidently, you portray that and more people are willing to listen, or you feel more confident in order to speak up? I'm
going to say a little bit of both. Like, I think if you feel confident, your energy will tell the room that you feel confident. And you don't, like, it's not, like your clothes make you feel confident, but you also know inside that you're ready to be heard if someone is willing to listen.
Oh my gosh, I think that's fantastic. So Tina, do you just work with women then in the Edmonton area, or is this something that perhaps you could help with women online throughout the world?
Absolutely. Now, the shopping online is difficult, right? Because I know the stores in my local area. But obviously, like the coaching and the, closet edit, so the shopping in your own closet, I can do virtually. I just can't go to other stores, other than online shopping.
Yeah, exactly. And what a great thing. I like that idea that you can just help somebody out in their closet by, perhaps doing a Zoom and walking through there with them and saying, okay, that's a good color. That's, maybe not the right thing. And really supporting them in that aspect.
Where most women have a ton of clothes, right? And what's I don't even remember the stats, but it's like we wear 20% of 80% of the clothes or something. Like it's a crazy number, right? We don't wear half of the clothes that we have in our closet. So that's why I start in the closet. Let's see if we can go shopping and get some new outfits in your own closet.
That is fantastic. And do you teach them, too, how to downsize? Because that's probably a big thing also. It's like, let's learn how to save money by not buying as many outfits because we obviously don't wear them and we don't need them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why we start in the closet, right? Because if we can make new outfits with what you have, we don't have to go out to a store and create something new, right? Sometimes we'll make, a whole new wardrobe like it feels, and then we just need to add one or two things to maybe spice up the color or just to add, a little bit more accessories, so we're spending minimal money.
That definitely makes a lot of sense. How do you get this information out there? Okay, for example, if you're trying to, find some new clients out there, do you go in there? How do you meet these potential clients of yours?
So I do a lot of networking with networking groups here in Edmonton. I'm on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And I have my own podcast, as you know. It's with the Divas That Care Network, Confidence in Bloom. And then word of mouth.
This is great. And as I said earlier, I think a lot of people need this. I know myself, I would love for you to check out my closet and help me do that. I think, too, that one of the things that people probably think, well, I'm at home more. I work from home. Do I necessarily need all that stuff anymore because I'm not out in the workforce like I was in the past? Good, when they're doing their Zooms and because then they still feel more confident when they're speaking.
Absolutely. Like, you're on TV, like, we're video chatting, but we're still with people, right? So we still need to, do at least our waist up, right? And we need to be comfortable. I know myself, casual Fridays, when I used to work in corporate, I was like, I couldn't wear jeans because I found I didn't feel productive. I just wanted to, sit and watch TV. So you need to dress for work. You need to dress for what you're doing, right? I mean, let's face it. We're all wearing leggings right now with Zoom because we're only being seen from the waist up, right? So we are all sitting comfortable. But the reality is, the more comfortable we are, right, the less we want to do. So if we're dressing up for work, we're going to do and be a lot more productive.
I
love
agree with you more. Tina, do you do or have you done any workshops, for people to kind of get together and teach them through like an online process, even in a group setting?
I haven't yet, really. I've done a few like online challenges. I haven't done any workshops, but I am working on preparing some. I
think that would be a lot of fun. I think that when you get something like that going, you should definitely let us know so that we can share it. Because why not meet a lot of other people this way too? It's all about, like you were saying, the networking, the connections, and, being around like-minded individuals. And I really think that that's how we help ourselves, with that positive transformation when we're surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we need that, right? I know myself, I live on connections. My energy rises when I'm around people that are like me and, they want to sit and chat and giggle and have coffee with me. So I think it's so needed with most of us.
Yes, it is. And I think so, even more so now, we need to have those positive interactions. Talk about your podcast with the Divas That Care. You're a host with us, and we're so thankful for that. So tell us a little bit about your podcast and how, if one of our listeners wants to be a guest, how can they be a part of that?
Oh, send me a message on any of my tags, like Instagram, Facebook. I believe on my website I even have my cell phone number. I would love to interview any woman that lives in her confidence. How she got there, how she stays there, and, how we make it bloom. That's sort of that's how I came up with In Full Bloom, because we are all seeds of a flower, and our confidence slowly grows as we grow. And then once we are in full bloom, we are living in our confidence. And so that's sort of what the podcast is about, is women that are in their confidence and they're living an authentic life.
I love that. And what an amazing topic to be talking about, being who you are and how you got there, and inspire others too, because that's what we need. We need those inspiring stories to empower us.
Absolutely. And the thing is that you don't have to be a book writer or, an actress or anyone that even just goes after, wants to be in politics. It's the common woman. Like we all need to be confident, not just people that are in front of others. We all need to live in confidence.
Yeah. And you know what? In return, that just helps the people around us. Because as women, you know, I would say as a mother of 4 daughters, if I have confidence, then I can help my daughters have confidence also.
Well, of course, because they're watching you, right? They live through you until they're on their own, as much as they deny it, right? So we have to be in our confidence so that we can show our kids what it's like to be confident.
Exactly. So, Tina, what else is new with you? What's going to be happening here in the future?
I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking of doing a blog, you know, starting a blog. I'm not exactly sure. I really want to get my workshops going, and I might add like a consignment section to my website. That's kind of what I'm working on right now.
I love it. And I think that goes great with your empowerment and helping women out there. So, Tina, one last thing I love to ask our listeners, is there any tips, any tools, something that our listeners can take home with them today?
Yeah, go inside. Look at your inner soul and just be who you are. Let that guide you. Your intuition knows way more than you think you know, and just go with it. Perfect.
You know, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. You know, I'm so excited that you are one of our hosts, that you are all about empowering others. It's really what the Divas That Care is all about. And thank you so much for sharing what you do out there. What I'm going to be doing, Tina, is I'm going to be posting all your social media on our links here so that everybody can go and check them out. And also, Tina has a page on the Divas That Care, and you can go check out her podcast that she's done at divasthatcare.com. So, Tina, thank you so much again for being my amazing guest.
Thank you, Candace.
And thank you to all of our amazing listeners. As I mentioned at the beginning of the program, it's because of all of you that we've continued to do our program for 11 years now. Thank you so much for, you know, being a part of this, our journey, supporting all of our amazing hosts, supporting our anthologies out there, and everything that we're trying to accomplish. We're really excited that you're a part of our movement. So I hope that everybody has a fantastic day and that you do something kind. Until next time, everyone.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.